Well, I went to see my doctor and everything seemed okay. My pulse was good. My tongue was okay. But then we started talking about my period, like we always do. And when it comes to me and the issues that I've been having, it's a lot around how the whole system is working with your cycle and everything, because that's a huge indicator of things being good or bad. So we talked about my period, and my period was still very heavy. And she was taking my pulse, and all of a sudden she's just saying, "Do you have myoma?" I don't even know what that is. So I was like, "No, I don't. And what is that?" And she explains to me that if you have the symptoms that I have, like really heavy periods and really heavy cramps during your period, it could be a sign that you have myoma, or a muscle tissue that is a tumor. It can also be called like a fibroid, I think. And I was like, I don't know, I had never checked that before. And she said it's not like bad, or like you shouldn't panic about it if you do, and if you have it, it can be treated with herbs. And if you have like a bad myoma, then it can be surgically removed. So since they don't do like ultrasound or that kind of treatments there, I have to, or she told me to contact a gynecologist to just make sure that I don't have myoma. And I was looking forward to not getting any new herbs or any new assignments or dealing with any more just issues. And now I have to call another doctor and set another appointment and check if I have a possible tumor. And I just kind of, I don't know, feel like enough is enough. I mean, obviously if I have this issue, then of course I want to fix it. But I just... So this is the delicious plate of the week. There are lots of grassy things here. Or they're actually dried herbs, of course, but I don't know which ones, so I'm not gonna say anything about that. These I don't know. These this big black thing is back. The white cubes are back. These are back. These have a really interesting texture. I think these might be mushrooms. And we have goji berries, which makes the taste a little bit sweet. So I am really happy about seeing those there. Yeah, this is the recipe for the week. And no ginger this time, yay. And this is what the blood stopping mix looks like. It smells really bitter. And I really need to find out what these are. But basically this is going to help stop my menstrual flow because it's pretty heavy, and also going to help me maintain a healthy blood level in my body, and also help me preserve the blood in my body. So I'm gonna mix these with these. Isn't that the dreamiest cocktail? So it's been a couple of days since my last vlog, and I have been silent for a while, and I just needed to go within and retreat into my own little cocoon because I was really upset after the last doctor's appointment where I found out that I might have fibroids or a fibroid in my uterus, and I was just mainly upset because it was another thing, and I was really looking forward to getting off the herbs and just trying to stabilize everything. And I had to book another appointment and do another checkup, and I mean, who really likes going to the gynecologist? So for me, it was just like a punch in the stomach that day, and I lost all of my kind of motivation for anything. I was really upset and I was sad, and I just had a really sad day on the Friday after. But we've been doing lots of fun things to just keep my mood up. We visited some friends and family during last weekend, and this weekend we've also done a lot of fun things, like started decorating the apartment for Christmas, and we went to brunch, and I've just been really consecutive with my routine, and I just feel really good. So today I'm actually going to go see the gynecologist and do the examination to see if I have fibroids or whatever it might be in there. And I have decided that if I have a big fibroid, I want to get it removed. And if it's smaller, then I don't know, we can obviously discuss treating it. But the way I feel right now, I don't want to use Chinese medicine for this. I want to use Western medicine because I think that in this case, it might be better to just use whatever methods we have instead of elongating it and paying lots of money for herbs. So we'll see about that. And I'm not so upset anymore. I mean, of course, I don't want to have a non-cancerous tumor in my body, but if that's the reason for why I have been having really heavy periods and heavy cramps, then it will be nice to know that there was a reason for that. So I think I just want to know, like, I'm not going to be upset if it's a yes or if it's a no. I'm just going to be really happy about knowing. A little update on the herbs. I had my last sip of herbs 2 days ago, and right now I'm not on any herbs at all. So that feels really good. I was really sick of them the last week, and they were not tasting good at all, and I was just I really needed a break from them. I mean, even though they've been good friends for 2.5 months, I really wanted to take a break, and I really appreciate what they have done for me, and I feel so many benefits and differences in my overall well-being. But I really feel that I needed some time for me to be able to adjust to these new things that have happened in my body. So yeah, now it's up to me to have a good routine and to take care of myself and not get into those situations that trigger like stress or whatever it might be. So I'm taking on the challenge of taking care of myself now, and that's my primary priority right now. So I'm back home from the gynecologist, and I apparently have a tiny fibroid in my uterus, but it's so tiny that it's not, like, there's no reason to treat it. It was like 15 millimeters or so, and where it's placed, it's not supposed to harm any, like, female functions, so to speak. But just in case, we are also checking my hormone levels and my thyroid levels through blood samples, so I will have to wait for those results. But for now, I'm just supposed to, like, chill and stress as little as possible, and I'm also going to get some progesterone to help me with my heavy periods, but we're going to wait for the blood samples to be registered first, so that she can see that there aren't any other issues. So that feels pretty good. I guess I need a little bit of time to just digest everything, and probably tomorrow I'll be back on track, but tonight I just need to take a couple of hours and just chill, and maybe just take advantage of my husband, get a massage, have him rub my feet, you know, that kind of thing that husbands are for. So I'll see you tomorrow. I always wear the wrong shoes. Okay, so I'm on a walk right now, and I got a call from my gynecologist earlier, and she explained to me what the test results said. My thyroid is good, but my progesterone levels are really, really low. Apparently they're supposed to be between 11 to 80, and my level was 1. So we discussed that I would take supplements, and I was just at the pharmacy to pick them up, and I haven't taken them yet, and I've always been against, like, taking things into my body, but this is really something that my body is lacking, and that is naturally supposed to be there, so it's kind of leaning towards me actually taking these supplements, and hopefully I will feel some nice changes after that. But I am a little nervous about taking pills, because I'm really against pills. I never take pills at all, so let's see what's gonna happen. I also think it's really interesting because I originally planned that this was going to be a healing journey with Chinese Eastern medicine, and now it's merging with Western medicine, which I touched upon in another video where I actually talked about how the two practices can complement each other. So I think this is really interesting, how this is playing out. It's been an emotional week for me, and I've really been thinking about, do I even want to share this stuff? I mean, it's pretty personal, and I don't know if, like, what's the purpose, but I sort of came to the conclusion that maybe it can raise awareness and help someone else who might be dealing with this kind of stuff. And I think that progesterone levels, like low progesterone levels, are pretty common nowadays, and pretty common amongst like women in my age or younger or even older, I don't know, who are busy, who are living a fast-paced lifestyle, who are doing a lot of workouts, who have eating disorders in their history, and or maybe dealing with one, going through one right now. And if you push your body too much, basically your progesterone levels can decrease. And I'm sure that there are lots of other things that can contribute to that, like too much caffeine, for instance, which you know that I have cut back on. And I just think that it's important to talk about, because several of the symptoms that fibroids and low progesterone levels cause are the symptoms that I've been going through. So, for instance, fatigue, weight gain, depression, sadness, and mood swings, PMS, heavy menstrual flow, cramps, and there are many other symptoms as well, but those were like the ones that I was experiencing the most. And now finding out that I have a fibroid and that low progesterone actually can cause fibroids, it kind of helps me to be a little bit more aware of my lifestyle. And I have been reading up on like dietary changes that I can make, things that I can incorporate in my food that will help increase the progesterone levels, and like something as simple as having a sleeping pattern that is healthy, having regular meals, and making sure that your body has everything that it needs. So I'm just going to take care of myself from now on and really focus on reversing this thing. And I'm also really thankful that I have the supplements. I'm going to take supplements for 10 days per menstrual cycle for a little while and see if something happens. And I really want to be consistent with this because I am in a really good phase right now with my workouts, and I feel like they really make me happy and fuel my energy levels, and I don't want to cut back on them. So I'm just going to try to find a good balance between all that stuff. And I just want to say that if you are dealing with any of these things and you feel like something is wrong inside your body but you can't really put the finger on it, it could be hormonal. And hormones are not to play around with. I mean, they live their own little life in there, and it's hard to know from day to day what's going on. So my tip is definitely to get your levels checked, and also via ultrasound, checking if you have any fibroids or PCOS or whatever it could be, just to get that out of the way, because it is difficult to live with something like that. And living in constant fatigue, for instance, is just so exhausting, and it's just so frustrating for at least for me, when I feel like I have so many things that I want to do and so many projects, and I feel creative and I just want to do so much, but I have so little energy to do anything, and it just makes me feel sad and like I'm not worthy, like I'm lazy, or just useless. And that's not the case. I mean, we are not useless, we're just exhausted, and we need to give ourselves a little bit of time to recover from that. And knowing what is actually causing that fatigue is, of course, the best thing, because then you can actually do something effective about it. So I guess that's why I'm sharing all of these things. So I hope that someone will benefit from it. And now it's time to wrap up this episode. So thank you so much for watching, and I will be back with another video maybe next week. We'll see. And until then, have a really nice